You're watching SportsFource Extra on KTIV.
Welcome back, folks. In Nebraska, we had a crosstown showdown for the ages as the Norfolk Catholic Knights and Lutheran High Northeast Eagles met up to see just who the best team in Norfolk was. Now, packed house in Norfolk for this matchup. Neither team has lost since early December, and the Eagles, they're leading this one on their home floor. They extend that lead by 2. D'Artagnan Taylor uses the fancy footwork to create space for the finish there. Active hands from the Eagles leads to the fast break. This first layup, it's going to be off the target, but Brody Lawless comes in with the follow and the board and the bucket. Norfolk Catholic working to find an answer, get things moving in a positive direction. They'll do just that. Callan Marshall settles in, and he'll hoist this thing from the wing for 3. And then they'd get another quick bucket here from Gavin Shutt. He'll drive and finish, and Norfolk Catholic picks up the road win 64-58. South Sioux City girls hosting Roncalli Catholic in River City's conference tournament play. Top of the game, Cardinals' Briley Robinette. She'll get it down court to Bailey Durant for the layup, and they lead by 4. Cardinals keep it going. Meadow Porter gives to Robinette, who hits from deep. They lead by 3. Later on, Cardinals with it. Zamina Navoa Ramirez finds Braylee Groves for the lay-in. South Sioux City goes on to win this one 69-33. You know what? Let's head back into Rock Valley, Iowa. The Battle of BHRV, 5th-ranked Boynton Hole at Rock Valley. Rockets down 10 in the fourth quarter, but they catch fire late. Colby Den Hartog gets the floater to go. The lead's down to 8. Comets on the other end. Jacob Pottebaum with a corner 3, and the lead's back into double digits. Rockets with it again. Leighton Snutcher with a little nifty spin move inside there. Count the bucket plus the foul there for the young man. Rock Valley keeping things interesting, though. Check out the sequence from the Rockets defense. Bodie Weber pokes the ball loose. Quick pass goes back to Weber. He'll cash in for 2. And on the ensuing inbound, Tyke Van Kekerick steals the ball away, goes back to Weber. He'll score another 2. Rock Valley with a massive fourth quarter. They'll stun number 5 Boynton Hole 50-48. Well, the Sioux City Musketeers are back on the ice, and the Muskies find themselves just 6 points out of first place in the standings. But hey, they can gain some ground on first place Sioux Falls by picking up a big W against the Lincoln Stars. Not only did kids under 16 get in free, but it was the Aubrey Brown Club game as well. We'll pick things up with someone getting dropped. Rady Cunningham with the special delivery right there. Later on, puck worked around to the point here for the Muskies. This thing's going to be rifled, but the Stars are saving big goals with Charles Menard. Now we got a little extracurricular activity going on. That was all night between these two. These two teams not the best of friends by any means. Later on, Stars on the power play, but Jack Fickthorne just gobbles this thing up for the save. Under a minute to go in the first. Check this out. Muskies able to get a goal here. However, Lincoln wins 3-2 in a shootout. We had an absolute slobber knocker on the mat in Lincoln as the 6th-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers welcome 4th-ranked Iowa to the Devaney Center in Siouxland. I do not need to tell you that when the Hawkeyes and the Huskers get together, just means a little bit more. Now the Hawkeyes, they lead the all-time series 37-10-1. At 141 pounds, 3rd-ranked Brock Hardy gets an early escape, then rides his way to a 1-0 decision over Nasir Bailey. Reigning national champion Antrell Taylor, he'd be tested at 157 pounds, though this thing goes beyond regulation with Jordan Williams. However, Antrell wins on a stalling call. It's a 2-1 decision, but it was Iowa's night. 14th-ranked Chance Lamer. He's going to be upset by Ryder Block. He'll get the pinfall win. Iowa leads 22-14 as the last update. The NSWCA welcomes several girls wrestling squads out to Norfolk this afternoon for the state dual invite and a few Siouxland squads showed out. We begin in the semifinals where the defending dual champions, the Norfolk Panthers, were hoping to go back-to-back. However, Omaha West Side would open up with a quick 12-0 lead after 2 pins at 2:35 and 100. Norfolk, they tie it at 12 after 2 opens from West Side. Now the action begins. Norfolk now down by 16, but at 130 pounds, Stacey Cleveland gets the fall victory, and the Panthers are starting to claw back. 135 pounds now, Kennedy Werner using all of her leverage and power to get her opponent's shoulders to the mat. She'll do it. That's going to be being a fall victory. We skip to the 140-pound weight class for now. And we go to 170, where Riley Bauer needs a fall victory to keep the Panthers in this one. She'll get it. Westside takes the 190-pound match, believe they've advanced to the championship. But that 140-pound match we skipped over originally, won by Westside, the wrestler was deemed ineligible for wrestling 2 weight classes up. Westside is docked 6 points. Norfolk is awarded 6 points, which flips the result of the duel. So Norfolk still fighting with a 42-38 dual win. Now in front of the Panthers, it's Millard South for the Class A Dual Girls State Championship. 100 pounds. Kennedy Hall gets a few points as she'll get to the back. She puts the Panthers up 5-0 early after an 18-0 tech fall. 105. Kennedy Kreiner walks this over her opponent's shoulders, sits through. That's a fall for the Panther. 130 pounds. Tied duel, but Kennedy Werner just shows off the strength on this one. That's a takedown coupled with a near fall on her way to a fall victory. 155 pounds. Riley Bauer, following in the path of her teammates, dominates her match, getting a fall victory in the second period. Now we jump ahead to 190. Norfolk on the verge of going back-to-back, and they will. This pin right here seals the deal. Beverly Bobbledyke earns the win for the Panthers. They take the Class A championship 47-32.
To see those leaders in our room go out there and just take care of business, duel after duel, match after match, is really, really good because it sets the pace because we're a young team. We got some girls, I have to remind myself sometimes, we got some freshmen and sophomores out there going to scrap in a high, intense environment, and they're doing what they need to do. So having those leaders kind of show them the way is really, really important.
All right, Class B semifinals now, and it's Battle Creek. The Bravettes taking on Columbus Lakeview. We'll begin at 115 pounds. Battle Creek's Brinkley last pins her opponent onto the mat, earns 6 points, and the Bravettes lead 24-6. 135 pounds now. Duel now tied at 24. Battle Creek hoping to regain the momentum, and they will. Lily Mefford works her way to a fall victory, but Lakeview is not going away at all, folks. Check this. Genesis Racinos comes up with a few points here as she gains control. She'd win the 140-pound match by an 11-0 major decision. Battle Creek is open in the final 2 weight classes. They fall 46-36. In the other Class B semifinal, though, Wayne battling Wood River early in the 110-pound matchup. Lupita Alba busts out the fancy and very athletic move to gain the upper hand. Not much later, she'd cap it off with a fall victory. It's 12-12 after that match. Wood River showing plenty of fight as we move into 120 pounds. Elizabeth Gottlieb will do a job. Pick up 6 points for her team after the fall. This next match happened so fast, the highlights the very final second. Nyla Bull's fall victory. That took only 19 seconds to achieve on the mat. We'll go up to 145 pounds. Zoe Bowles also earning a fall victory in Wayne. They're going to advance to the Class B championship with a 48-36 final. So now it's Wayne and Lakeview for the Class B championship. 105 pounds, Wayne is down 6-0 on the scoreboard, but Edmie Ballou gets a huge takedown for the Blue Devils right here. She'd win by fall, and it's tied at 6. 110 pounds now, Wayne will take their first lead of the duel as Lupita Alba keeps her opponent's shoulders down, gets the pin. 140 pounds now we go. Nyla Bowles continues her dominant season in meat, cradles her opponent into a fall. We jump all the way to 295. Lakeview leads the duel 39-36. Jasmine Contreras trying to win the title for the Devils, but she'll fall short. Aslan Wickman earns the pin. Lakeview wins the Class B title 45-36. Some great action all around Siouxland. Let's go ahead and find out where you, the fans, were tonight as we take a look at our latest Fan Force photos. First off, Michael Woolgan, a Fan Force Hall of Famer, sending this one in from the MOC Floyd Valley Sioux Center matchup. Thanks for sending that in. Titan Tonga sending this in. A little Sports Force extra fan. Thanks for sending that in, Titan. We got one from Pat Cavey here, the Norfolk Panthers. You just saw them win it, celebrating their 2026 NSWCA Girls Class A State Dual Championship. And one more here, Trevor Huber. By the way, happy birthday, Kristen. One of our TMP members, Kristen Barnes, celebrating her birthday today. Make sure you wish her a happy birthday if you see her out and about. Happy birthday, Kristen.
My name's Lola.
My name's Noah. My name's Sean.
And SportsFource Extra is coming up next. Go Black Raiders!